Giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles, and the bishops, and brothers on the great millstone. Salutations to the Ofi Leg. This is your brother Rabbi Yamia here to share another lesson. And this is 2025, all right, the hopeful year of our deliverance or salvation and the destruction and judgment on Esau, right, as coined by Elder Apostle Taha of the Great Millstone. Title of this lesson is Don't Let Esau and These Other Nations Mess You Up. You know, for many years, Esau has deceived the people, you know, telling them one particular product, let's say, you know, wine, you know, which is good, you know, to help uplift, you know, your spirits. You know what I'm saying? He would come out and tell you that consuming it, I'm not talking about overdoing it, just consuming it. In one bread, he would say consuming it is bad for your health. And then in another bread, on another day, he would say not consuming it, right, is also bad for your health. You know? So this man is not profitable. He's not profitable in this world that we're living in. And the lies, you know, the deceit is going to continue to escalate, especially in this year. 2025, we start off with a bang, you know what I'm saying? Expect deceits, you know, to increase. He lied about the pandemic, how the shot was safe and effective, and you know, a lot of people passed away due to it. And then he caused jobs, apartments, you know, to require the shot for a lot of people. And a lot of people, they went and took it, you know, rather than lose their places of employment or their places of, you know, residence. He enforced the wickedness. He enforced the lie that got people killed. And this is what he's going to do with a new epidemic coming up, you know. So I stumbled upon this article. I want to share it real quick because you don't want to go up in these people, whether Esau or the other nations, man, medical establishment, and they misdiagnose you, right? And now they got to cut you up, and it's irreversible, right? Use the Lord's wisdom in anything. I'm not saying that at some point, you know, you're gonna need you go out, you know, if you break your foot or whatever, if you get sick, you know, you go get checked out at least to try to find out what it is. But trying to practice a healthy lifestyle, you know, pray, fast, get to know the Lord. That is your first way, right? Because having an upright spirit and then having the Lord with you, you know, he'll keep you in good health, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, from time to time, you know, we get, you know, colds, we get sick, you know, so on and so forth. But the Most High is going to see us through. You know, you have brothers that put up videos on different herbs and stuff that deal with particular issues, you know, they go into certain things that they used in the past with success, and they pass that on to other brothers, you know. The Elder out of New York, Elder Apostle Gabar, you know, he goes on, you know, his bicycles and he rides and stuff, and he mentioned the herbs and stuff and the importance of exercise, you know. So these are particular things that you could use in your arsenal to uplift, you know, your mind, you know, and your physical, you know, as well. All right, so I'm gonna read this article, share a few scriptures in the end, and I pray that, you know, it's on the alarm to cause you to use wisdom and not run up in Esau's medical establishment for healing, man. All right, because this man is a devil. All right, he's not to be trusted, as per Sirach 12 and 10. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But it says, sleeping late may increase risk of death, study warns, by Ian Randall. This was published a day ago on January 15. It says oversleeping may significantly increase your risk of death from chronic kidney disease. All right. This is the conclusion of a team of researchers from Japan who warned that Sleeping longer may alter hormones that play a role in kidney health or could affect either underlying health problems or access to medical care. Chronic kidney disease is a long term condition which occurs when the kidneys are no longer able to filter waste from blood properly. Then where they go? Okay. According to the kidney plays an important function, right? It filters waste from the blood. Let me see what else they're saying. It says, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, some 35.5 million, that's a lot of people, million U.S. adults are believed to have the condition. You see, this says believed, you know what I mean? Although 9 out of these 10, that's a high number too, man. 9 out of 10, 9 and 10 of these are unaware, right? So when you go in there, they say, hey, you know, they got whatever it is they have on on schedule today. You know what I mean? Because you oversleep, you know what I mean? No, they would know if you oversleep unless you tell them or unless they put you on one of those sleep studies or whatever. Another thing that they are using to misdiagnose people. I think they check your REM sleep. It could be helpful in some instances, but with Esau, he's a double-minded man, you know what I mean? In one way, it could be used, the stuff could be used to help you, but then, you know what I mean, he could also make it where he funnel you through the system of paying high medical costs and get it into debt over something that you could have healed yourself, you know, naturally with the herbs that the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has put upon the earth. It says this study highlights the importance of underlying how both too much and too little can impact little sleep can impact kidney health, said public health researcher Shua Guo, if I pronounce it right, of the University of Shisuba in a statement. Our findings suggest that longer sleep may be a signal of underlying health issues that contribute to chronic kidney disease, mortality, particularly in younger individuals. So it's all balance, man, you know what I mean? Sleep when you need it, get up, go to work, you know, so on and so forth. And this is why, like I said, we are not to trust and these people are our enemies. And these people, you know, they use unknowing patients as their guinea pigs to funnel their new drugs that they're bringing out, new treatment and invasive surgeries, right? So we are not to trust them, and I'll start with that. As I mentioned before in the book of Sirach 12 and 10, we really need to be wise in these days, man. You know, we don't have the time like, you know, 15, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, where, you know, certain decisions, you know, you mess up on, you made your own decision, and you was able to bounce back. You know what I mean? We are in the time of high judgment, right? We are in really spiritual warfare right now. And, you know, you ever watch those, you know, those war movies where the opponent, you know, throws a grenade or bomb, it blows up near the foot of another person, and although he still may be alive, his 2 feet is blown up, one of his hand is blown up, and half his face is gone. Yeah, he's alive, but what kind of life can he live? You know what I mean? So he is at the point of no return, and you don't want to get to that point with your body, because the Most High, He has given us only one temple, one body on this side, you know, until, you know, we die. Then, you know, we go in the spiritual realm. Then when He give us the new bodies, we will no longer be sick. We will no longer get ill. So while we have these new bodies, we need to take care of it to the best of your ability. You know what I mean? Especially if you've been doing your best, and then it's even worse to go to Esau and he mess you up. You know what I mean? When you could have done that on your own. All right, so take care of yourself, man. So this is Iraq, chapter 12 and 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself, right? So he even tell you, hey, you're sleeping too much, you're sleeping too little, and it's going to cause your kidneys to function. Meanwhile, this man is spraying stuff in the air, he's spraying stuff in the food. Remember, like, the kidney, it cleans the blood, toxins from the blood, right? It filters it. Let me go back here. As they mentioned it. Right? It filters waste from the blood properly. Right? So that has to do with your white and your red blood cells and stuff. Right? So you may come crouching and tell you, you need to do this and you need to do that, but the pain stuff in the food, the spraying stuff in the air, they put in stuff in your water, which puts a strain on your kidney system. Now, if they would just leave the food and the fruits and stuff without adding all this GMO stuff to it, the rice, you would be able to eat and not have a problem. And your kidney is going to be just fine. You understand? I remember when things like diabetes used to be a hereditary thing. Now you got people who never had a history of it, is getting it. So Esau is fucking with the stuff, man. Especially the vaccines that they give you, these flu shots that they give you, or these shots that they give you. Now, hopefully they don't take this down. You know what I mean? You don't know what's in it. They may have time releases on certain sicknesses. You take these shots. Oh, when you're like, what, 5 years old, and by the time you turn like 30, you start having problems. So we don't know, man. We don't know. But we're going to know in the kingdom, you know what I mean? So we're going to execute various punishments on Esau and these nations accordingly, man. In righteousness, that is. All right, so it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be as unto him as if thou wipest a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his wrath had not altogether been wiped away. Right? So even though he humbled himself, he looked like he may change and stuff with his movements, still observe and take good heed of him, right? Because he will not change. All right? All right, so we're here to warn you. Different brothers going into different things, man, health-wise, the economy, prophecy, all around, man. So we have to watch and warn the people accordingly. And the medical establishment is a billion-dollar establishment that brings in a lot of money for these hospitals, these doctors, and the elite, right? And one of the things that they profit off of your ignorance and you being sick and seeking help. We all seek help when we're not well, right? And that is what they take advantage of. So we have to warn the people. Continuing on. Let's see where I left off. Okay. In their study, Juyo and colleagues recruited more than 95,000 Japanese adults, each age between 40 and 79 years old, and analyzed them over the course of some 19 years. Wow. So they go, these other nations, they go into their stuff, man. Each of the participants reported how long they sleep each night, based on which the researchers grouped them by duration: less than 6 hours, 6, 7 hours, 7, 8 hours, 8, 9 hours, and more than 9 hours. For reference, the CDC recommends that adults get at least 7 hours of sleep each night and not more than 9 hours for those age 61 to 64, and a maximum of 8 hours for those 65 and above. Let's see, subjects were also polled about their demographic characteristics, medical histories, lifestyle, and drinking habits. It says the researchers determined that sleeping between 8 and 9 hours a night was associated with a 41% increase in the risk of death from chronic kidney disease as compared to those who slept for just 7 to 8 hours. The increase was even more pronounced for those who slept 9 or more hours each night, rising to 82%. The team also noted that the risk was seen to be more pronounced in those subjects who were under the age of 65 years of age. But in this time, they ain't gotta worry about that because most people, even that age, still work long hours in a day, and they don't sleep as much anyway. You see, I mean, these people working 2, 3 jobs, man. You know. But yeah, we are not trust them. Use wisdom. You go to the Most High first. You're feeling pain in your body. Go to the Most High first and see what you could do. Then after, a lot of times, is our diet and stuff is why we feel messed up. But the human body is complex. The brain is complex. The heart is complex. So it leaves a lot of room for Esau to misdiagnose you. All right. It says, as for exactly how sleep and the risk of chronic kidney disease are connected, more research needs to be done, the team said. However, the researchers do have some ideas as to the nature of the relationship. For one, they said longer bouts of sleeps may alter the body's level of hormones like cortisol and melatonin, which can play a role in the kidney function. Now, we don't know exactly the metrics Esau used for this, but I do know when he started using the MOTB, it would give more accurate, measures, stuff like that. Because remember, the stuff would be in your blood, in your body, real time. But whether you're awake or asleep, whether you're stressed, suffering anxiety, it would be giving readings on you when you're having sex, like this. Levels of cortisol in your blood, whatever function it is, man. Esau is gonna know real time when he put that microchip in the brain, right, to monitor brain activity, and definitely when he put that in your hand, right. So it's gonna be deeper than buying and selling, man. He's gonna know a lot of stuff, real time that's going on inside the body, which that information or the technology don't belong to you. You're just using it so he could alter, manipulate what you actually see. Because remember, even with that in your body, you still don't know. Only the Most High angels know, the count of your red blood cells, how much, the exact amount of hair in your head, this, that, and the other. They have that information. We don't, even when using Esau's technology, right? It says, however, the researchers do have some ideas as to the nature of the relationship. It says, for one, they said longer bouts of sleep may, so it says may, and they have ideas, so it's not 100% sure, may alter the body's level of hormones like cortisol and melatonin, which play a major role in kidney function. And people listen to them because they have an established business. When you visit places like Philadelphia, New York, you may have a bodega-looking type house, and I might say on the outside of the business, herbs for high blood pressure, cholesterol, to clean your system out, to purge you out from toxins from your body. Or you might see maybe a Rasta or some Jake with a head wrap or whatever, stand up on the corner, in the hood, with some bushman, telling you, hey, this might clean you out. People like that ain't taken seriously, but these well established and governmental control facilities are taken more serious. And that goes into the rich man speaking and people holding their tongue, which um, you grab that in Sirach, chapter 13 and 23. It says, when the rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, right? So they listen, they get quiet, right? And the CDC is one of them, right? Especially, when this new crisis happen, a lot of people is gonna be, especially when they actually see that, they see on a live, and right, they're gonna listen to these establishment compared to your herb man, as they, as we say, right? This is when the rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he said. They extol it to the clouds, right? When you go into that word, extol it, to praise what he is saying. So they take it with high regard. It's like the Most High speaking to them, but it's a lot of it is lies, man, right? But if the poor man speak, which is the prophets, prophets will tell you, like, look, all sicknesses and diseases, because of sin we get these things, and pray fast, seek the Most High, and then on the back end, throw some herbs and some rest at your illness. You know what I'm saying? Right? See, poor man is a prophet, right? But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him, right? So y'all saw what it did with Yahushua. He came and he spoke to help and heal the people, right? And many people helped to overthrow him, right? The lie to set him up, to get him trapped up in his ways and stuff like that, and ultimately crucified, right? So this is the world that we're living in. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So these people is gonna thrive in their lives, for a time, but it's quickly coming to an end. Continuing on, it says, sleeping longer can also alleviate the levels of protein known to contribute to progressive renal fibrosis, a buildup of scar tissue in the kidney, and is commonly associated with the final stage of chronic kidney disease. And these are the different lights here. Notice it look like a red bean, right? Like what we just eat. So the furthest one from the left is normal one, and as it get dark or more diminished, it can see mildly decrease, mildly or moderately. So when it gets smaller, is where it function less. They tell you to drink water to flush the kidney out, and to help it. But what if Esau puts contaminants in the water, right? Now you're using the water to help your function, but then he put in something in there, something poisonous and contaminant in there that's going to affect the kidney, right? That's going to kill it, right? But he's telling you the water is good. Yeah, the water is good, but he put something in the water that could kill the kidney. But then he's telling you too much sleep or too less sleep is bad. So you see why we shouldn't trust this man? Use wisdom, man. Use the Lord's wisdom, not the wisdom of this world. So another possibility would be that unexplored sleep factors, for example, obstructive sleep apnea. Remember I mentioned the sleep study test. This is one of the ways that they get you to. Like I said, it can be used for both to help you, but also to get you wrapped up in the medical system. Always going to some type of doctor's appointment. Obstructive sleep apnea may affect association. The researchers wrote in their paper, OSA, which is regarded as a direct contributor to CKD, development and progression, was found to be more prevalent in those with longer sleep duration. It says, man, they keep adding the odds, man. On top of this, longer sleep durations were also found to be associated with an increased risk of coronary heart events, with heart issues having the potential to induce kidney dysfunction. Finally, sleeping longer could be a proxy of socioeconomic factors. The team explains long sleep duration was associated with low socioeconomic status, owing to the inability to access medical services and receive poorer medical services. Individuals with lower socioeconomic status are evidently at risk of increased risk of chronic kidney disease, and that includes you white trash Edomites and New Jakes too, as well. That don't have a lot in this stake in this society. And the poor, pretty much is what it's saying. They don't come and say that, but they'll tell you, those with lower, those with lower socioeconomic, right, status. Last portion of script here. It's in the book of Job 13:4. Now, when you're reading this, you have to understand the context, because when Job was saying this, he was talking about how his friends who were giving him the inaccurate advice based on the situation, when different calamities was coming upon them, right? But these doctors and stuff on this side, in essence, it's the same thing, because they're giving wrong information or misdiagnosed information that would get you in trouble when your situation could be easily remedied by praying, fasting, and trusting in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? That name, and praying to that name and fasting in that name, right? It has power in that name, so whereby your healing would come. And the Most High is making it known that a lot of these gods and stuff that people are praying to, Jesus Christ and stuff, they're going to be praying, man, and their situation is going to get worse. You understand? So you want to pay a trust in that name, right? And then you throw herbs and stuff behind it. But it's going to come a time where, brothers' videos on herbs or knowledge on herbs would be outlawed, or it would be difficult to find. You understand? But trusting in the Lord to deliver you is going to be tantamount and stuff in these days. So yeah, so like I said, understanding the context of it is the information his friends and stuff were giving him at the time per situation, it wasn't accurate, right? So the physicians on this side, your so-called doctors and stuff like that, they don't give the accurate information. So this is why he said, but he are forgers of lies, he are physicians of no value. And on this side, in this situation, they really cannot be trusted, right? They are of no value to you. That your situation may not be as bad as it is, and they turn it into something where it is irreversible. But at the same time, if you're not feeling well, and hey, pray and ask the Lord where to go, man, and get the help and stuff that you need, because you don't want to be throwing, the wrong parts of the problem and not solving your problem. It's like having a problem with your car, right? Your headlights may be flickering, but you change the bulb, right? It's still doing the same thing. But you change the bulb, you change the area that was affecting outwardly, but it was actually a 10-amp fuse that was bad in the car, and that was causing that particular bulb, the connection, for it to go off like that. But you don't know, you just change the bulb, right? So pray and ask the Lord for the right to send you in the right direction to get the help that you need right? Because in some situations, further testing and surgery may be needed. So you will use wisdom and seek the Most High first, rather than jump into Esau's, physicians or doctors. So Lord willing, this quick warning on this lesson was edifying to the elect and cause you to trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai more, to seek Him more in these perilous times that we are living in. Until the next time, Shalom.